Sam, Samantha Lotus. To have you pinned down in one spot is a miracle. Okay. So, hello, everybody. My name is Julia Brisky. I've been with IHN 18 years. I do the International Co-op program and the continuing education programming and, of course, guest speaking series. And today we have Samantha Lotus, CNP, Holistic Life and Business Coach. Samantha is a certified nutritional practitioner, 2016 grad of the IHN in Ottawa, right? Is it Ottawa? That's right. Who helps achieving women actualize their soul's calling. Women and men? Mostly women.
In my group programs, mostly women. I do work with men one-on-one, but most of the group programs are women.
Oh, group. Okay. Soul's calling through aligned health, purpose, and entrepreneurship. With over a decade of experience in wellness and personal development, and I can say I have been following you for as long as you've graduated. She blends psychology, business, strategy, biohacking, and energetic mastery to help clients build thriving lives and businesses beyond their wildest dreams. As the founder of Sovereign, so fascinating, because you've told me some things, Sam, that are incredible. She's known for her bold, no BS approach to personal transformation, wellness, leadership, and unapologetic self-expression. And that is very true. Sam, I leave it to you to have a chat with us, and even more are coming in about Sovereign, and of course, all of the elements that we're here to understand about how you traverse the world, how you've done it, how you've built things out, and to help us do the same.
Thank you so much for having me. It is such a joy, a pleasure. I can't believe it's been almost 10 years since I graduated from IHN. That is wild. That is so wild. It has been such a journey, and I'm so grateful that we're here. I'm so grateful to talk to all of you. And although I can't see you all right now because I'm spotlighted, thanks everyone for being here live, for being here in the recording. It is such an honor, such a pleasure. And so I'm going to dive right in. My passion right now, what I'm really seeing is there's such a need in this world for holistic health practitioners, for holistic nutritionists, for people who are going out there and sharing their message, sharing their medicine, sharing their mission, sharing their gifts with the world. As you can look out in the world, we know there are issues, right? It's not a perfect paradise. Although we live in an amazing world, is so much stress, sickness, dis-ease, dysfunction, disconnection, and it's only getting worse and worse, or so it seems. People are struggling out there. They really are. And with the advancements of technology and medicine, it seems like things aren't really getting better. And so when I look out there, I know there is such a need for practitioners that are doing their sacred work, that are doing and fulfilling their soul's calling. And yet what we're also seeing is a lot of people, especially this career field is dominated by women. I would say maybe around 75% women, I think. But a lot of people are actually burning out in their health practices. Right? They're trading time for dollars. They're working in clinics or working online or trying to figure it out to how to help people and get their work out there. But there's so much struggle in that too, and stress and burnout and trying to do it all. And so I saw this huge need for helping people really be in their power, in their confidence, in their clarity, in their conviction, and to go out and create a business that truly fulfills their soul, that fulfills their calling, that honors their body, honors their mission, and does such great work. Now, a little bit of my story is I grew up in a very dysfunctional household. It was very chaotic, very traumatic, and every single person in my family has some kind of chronic disease. And I grew up on a very standard American diet or Canadian diet. You know, I was eating junk food, pizza pockets, hot dogs, Kraft Dinner, McCain juice. Like that was my diet for many, many years. I had so many infections. I was so sick all the time. I was always going through some chronic issues. Both my parents were struggling with cancer. My father just passed away 2 years ago at 57. My grandparents both had cancer, Alzheimer's. There's just so much sickness around me. And I started to struggle when I was really young with these chronic health issues. And I was passed around from doctor to doctor to doctor to doctor to specialist to specialist. And, in Canada, we have a bit of a challenging healthcare system where you have to wait a really long time and you don't really get answers. Although there is a time and a place for Western medicine, I struggled through it. And so in this journey to figure out how to heal myself and how to potentially help my family who are all depressed and sick, I searched the world finding these answers, and that led me to the Institute of Holistic Nutrition, where I got to learn about root cause medicine, and I got to learn about holistic healing and food and psychology of disease and all these amazing things. But at the time, I was actually not doing so well in my health. I had just moved into an apartment that I couldn't afford. I was really struggling to figure out things on my own as I was going through school. And I was working at a health food store in Ottawa, making $11 an hour. That was not even paying a third of my bills. And I remember having this moment where I had a full breakdown, like a full body, soul, spirit breakdown. And I remember laying on my kitchen floor, crying, just mascara pouring down my face, and just thinking, like, this cannot. How do I live? Like, how do I exist? How do I survive in this world? And I was really sick at the time. I had some blood cancer situation going on, and it was really hard for me to even work. I was going to school, coming home, napping 3 hours, and I just didn't know how I was going to survive. And so I started diving into every single webinar possible, every single book possible, every training possible on how do I create a life and a business that can set me free. Because I looked all around me and I saw that nobody was free around me. Nobody in my family was wealthy. Nobody was thriving. And so I was like, I'm going to figure this out. And I dove deep into it, and it took me years to figure it out, but I finally figured out a way that I could work in a way that honored my body. I can't work 40 hours a week. I can't even work 20 hours a week. I'm very sensitive. I can't work in air conditioning and fluorescent lights. I'm very sensitive. I can't work with somebody else's schedule. I'm too bold and nonconformist. I can't fit into a box and wear a blazer and do my nails in a certain way. I just don't fit into that mold. And so I really had to create a business where I could work from wherever I want, whenever I want, with whoever I want, charge what I want, and operate in a way that was truly authentic with all of this amazing stuff that I found, like energy medicine and psychology of disease and detoxification and methylation and root cause and inner trauma work. And I wanted to be free in the way that I wanted to practice. And so I was able to figure that out very, very thankfully. And so it's been, almost 9 years now that I have been traveling the world from wherever I want. Right now I'm in a hotel in Vancouver, but I've been in cafes in Australia or eco villages in Costa Rica or off-grid in South America or South Africa. I've traveled all over Asia and been able to take my practice with me, been able to work with my dream clients on the internet, been able to host workshops in Australia or New Zealand or wherever I want. And I feel like I could get emotional. I could cry. I feel like I cracked the code. Like I figured it out, how to make an amazing living, really helping people and doing it on my own terms. And it still blows me away, the fact that I can do this. And now helping other people do that. The main value that I have is freedom, but even more than freedom, it's sovereignty. And I want you to think about the word sovereign. What does that mean to you if you know that word? If you don't, I'm going to tell you. But if you think about freedom or sovereignty, sovereign means self-governing. It means being unshakable. It means being irreverently free. Like you are a self-governing, autonomous body. And for me in business, being sovereign and having a sovereign business, it means premium positioning. It means high impact. It means having offers that light you up, that you just get to create from your heart center and from your desire and from your joy. It means leveraged growth. It means doing what you want, when you want, with who you want, and having the best time ever. Like truly breaking the matrix. That is what I consider a sovereign business. And this talk is called The Sovereign Wellness Leader. And I think more than ever, wellness leaders, wellness practitioners, health coaches, people that are here to help the planet heal, they need to be free. They need to be paid really well. Because how crazy is it when you think about all of the health practitioners that are struggling with their own health because they're burnt out? Or you go to the hospitals and you see doctors that are so overweight and burnt out, and they look like they're half dead, but they're the one that are supposed to heal us. Or you look at these amazing nutritionists or fitness coaches that are working 60 hours a week and they're not even making enough to pay their bills. That is the wrong paradigm. That is the old paradigm. And I'm here to bring in the new paradigm of business, sovereign business, specifically for the wellness leader. So let me know, write yes in the chat if you feel like you're in the right place. Like, is this for you? Because I know it's not for everyone. Some people really like working in a clinic 9 to 5, and they're like, yeah, that's me. Like, that's safe, that's steady, I like that. And other people are maybe like, well, no, I like this freedom thing. Like, tell me more about this code cracking. So I'm seeing some yeses come in. Catherine, I'm seeing a yes. Okay, a yes with exclamation marks. I like that. I like big capital yeses. Yes, there we go, Brooke. That's the energy. Yes. Okay, love that. So I want to go into the 3 pillars of a sovereign wellness business. The first pillar is what I call iconic mastery. And iconic mastery, it really stems from you, because there, a lot of businesses are just strategy. Like, okay, here's how you do a sales call, and here's how you do your signature program, and here's your tech. But that's not going to work unless you have mastered you. Because everything you do stems from your identity. It comes from your energetic. Whatever you create, I create this, but this thing that's created comes from the energy that I put into it, right? So your business is an outpouring of you. It's something you birth. It's an extension of you. And so we can't work on the business unless you've worked on yourself. And so the first pillar of iconic mastery is you owning what you're here for. And I use the word soul because I believe we have a soul, but you can use your own word, your energy, your purpose, what you're meant to do, your raison d'être, whatever it is for you. But you have a calling, and it's about owning that calling, saying like, I am here for a reason. I went through all that stress and that struggle and that sickness, and I found these tools and I'm here for that. That's my mission. So it's about owning your mission, owning your voice, owning your story. Like, what is your story? You have a unique story, and people need to hear that. It's about owning your niche. And I like to say you are the niche, right? It's not just a very singular, you can niche down in a very singular way, but you really are a niche. You are your own personal brand. And it's about clarifying what your message is from your story and your niche and your experience. It's about really clarifying who you are and why you're here. Because when we can clarify that, who I am and why I'm here, and you can be convicted in that, like that confidence of, I am here for this, and I don't care what the world says. I don't care what the naysayers say. I don't care what the haters say. I don't care what anybody else says. I don't care about the obstacles. I don't care about the cost. I'm here for this. That is the first pillar, that iconic mastery. And I promise you this, the strategy and the business tools and all of those other things, those become bonuses. Because when you are on fire for your purpose, people feel that. That's undeniable. People don't even know what you sell, and they're like, hey, Susan, Julia, Sally, John, who are you? I need to know what you're doing and how I can be a part of it. People tell me that all the time. They're like, Sam, what do you do? Because I just want to be a part of it. I don't even know what you do, but just, yes, sign me up. Because I'm convicted. And so that's the first pillar, okay? And if you have a note, right, iconic mastery, it's at the identity level. So that's what we work on. We work on you and your identity level, because that is going to precede what you build. So the second pillar is what's called iconic presence. Your presence. We can look at it in brand messaging, all of marketing kind of things, but it's more than the strategy of brand and messaging and marketing. It's how do we position you in the market? especially because since 2020, the market has become, yes, more saturated. More people came online. You probably are seeing it. You might feel like everybody is a health and wellness coach. That's not true. You're in a niche and you're in a bubble, so it feels like that. But it is important to note that, yes, it is more popular. More people are online. There is more noise. And so how do we build your iconic presence, your brand? What are you about? What are your values? What is your ethos? Like, what are you standing for? What's the energetic blueprint of your brand? How do you position yourself in the world? How do you show your presence in the world? That's something that we get to start to play with. Think about, oh yeah, how do I want to be received? How do I want to be seen? And how when people interact with me, what do they feel? Because most, the saying, people aren't going to remember what you said to them. They're going to remember how you made them feel. So what is the feeling of my brand? What are the colors? What's the font? What's the look and feel? What's the vortex of my brand? What's my own universe? What is that presence? And then we want to go into marketing. You want to speak to your people. And ChatGPT can help you with that, but it's going to come more from your soul and your essence. So in the second pillar of brand presence and iconic presence, you want to be really clear on how you can speak directly to the people that need to hear from you. You want to get clear on what are they going through? You need to know these people. What are they experiencing? What are they going through? What's keeping them up at night? What are their struggles? Because as health practitioners, we are professional problem solvers. That's what we are. And so we need to be able to identify what are their problems? What are their pain points? What keeps them up at night? What are they ChatGPTing, endlessly getting into spiral loops? What have they spent a lot of money on that they couldn't figure out? What's holding them back from their true calling and greatness? What's preventing them from being in their soul calling? When you can identify that, or what's holding them back from making more money or having a partner or being pregnant, creating life, building a business, when you can find out what is holding people back, and it always comes down to a part of their health or their nervous system or their mindset or, their diet, their lifestyle, we know that. When you can speak to that and then share with them what's possible for them, because that's the thing, you're a professional problem solver, but you're also the person to paint the picture of possibility. Playing with the P's here in the alliteration, but you're going to paint the picture of what's possible for them. When you can do that with your messaging, paint the picture of what's possible for them, having a body they fully love, having clear skin, having digestion that can actually tolerate a bite of gluten, having a body that's healthy enough to run a marathon, being able to get pregnant, being able to have long, healthy hair and beautiful nails, being able to go a day without having a panic attack, being able to get that promotion, having the confidence to attract your soul partner, feeling so good in your nervous system and your energy and your vitality that you go out and build that business. That's what you're painting for them. You're not painting them the picture of you're going to do an assessment and an intake form and calculate their macros and look at their methylation and help liver detoxification and help with gut SIBO analysis. No, that's not the thing that you're painting the picture of. That's the process. The process is important, but they don't really need to know about that. You want to speak to their pain, their problems, and then you want to bridge the gap and paint the picture of possibility for them, which is what their desires are, what their goals are. And then your offer is the bridge. Your offer takes them from pain and problem and ChatGPT spiraling to potential, possibility, and inevitability, because you're going to help them. And that's what iconic presence is you're owning that. You're like, hey, babe, you have this issue. I got the solution. You're struggling with this? Let me help you with that. Oh, you've been having this experience? Oh, that's exactly what I do. Let me show you. Let me help you. That's iconic presence. And when we can land the brand and then the marketing and even partnerships When you have a sovereign business and a sovereign brand, you are going to have amazing partnerships where you partner with other collaborators or influencers or companies or brands or products, and you have this whole ecosystem of a presence that can help people. This is what's possible. It gets to be so fun. So when you're starting to think about your sovereign business, you want to think about you first as your iconic mastery, and then your iconic presence. What is your brand? What is your messaging? How are you speaking to your people? What are you saying? How are you solving their problems? And how can you partner with other people or brands or companies or just them? How can you be a partner to them, holding their hand and guiding them? Because the thing is we do not need, in my opinion, more doctor-like people who are in a white lab coat, disconnected. Oh, I'm sorry, you have cancer and you have 2 months to live. I hope you have a nice day. Dead energy. No. We need people who care about people, who are like, hey, you're struggling and I hear you and I've been there and I get it and I know it's hard, but you know what? I'm going to hold your hand. I'm going to link arms with you. I'm going to bring you through. I'm going to just carry this weight with you. I'm going to bring solutions to you. I'm going to actually care about you. I'm going to actually care about you and dive into this with you and be there with you. That's the kind of partnership. And I promise you, when you actually care and you get emotional and you let yourself be connected to your clients, you forget about this professional disconnection, doctor-like boundaries. And I'm not saying don't have any boundaries, but when you get connected and you're actually in partnership with your clients or your students or the people that you're helping, oh, you're going to get such amazing results. You're going to be somebody that everybody's going to say, hey, I had this incredible experience with Julia. I had this life-changing experience with Sean. They actually cared. They actually helped me. That's iconic. So you want to start to think about how you can position yourself in an iconic presence. The third thing is your iconic architecture. Okay, so write that down. Iconic architecture. When you think about architecture, what do you think about? Maybe like, what does an architect do? They draw blueprints. So you want to think about your iconic architecture as the blueprint of your business and life. In my experience, in my opinion, your life and your business are not separate, right? Especially when you are your own business owner, they're not separate. And I'm not saying your business is everything and have no personal life. That's not what I'm saying. But you want your business and your business architecture to fit perfectly into your life, to suit you and to suit your needs and your desires. So when you're building this, first you want to think of what is your dream life? And then how does your business fit into that? So for me, my dream life, I was nomadic for 13 years. I traveled the entire world for 13 years. I've been to 46 different countries. So my business had to fit into that. What is your dream life? Is it, I want to work 5 hours a week because I have 2 little kids at home and work is not my priority. I do want to do this, but I have 5 hours. Or is it, I want to speak on every stage in North America. I want to be on tour all the time. I want a book. I want a TV show. Cool. Great. You can have it all. You just need to get clear on what your architecture is, because a huge sabotager for people being successful is that inside they feel like if they're successful, they won't be able to handle it. It'll overwhelm them. It'll burden their nervous system. They'll collapse. So they sabotage it. But if you intentionally build your business architecture around your life and desires and your capabilities and capacities, then you override that subconscious aspect that will sabotage you. So in your iconic architecture, you want to think about your offer suite. And we're going to talk a bit more about your offer suite. Your offer suite is, what are your offers? And this is what's so cool is you don't have to have just one kind of offer. And I'm really against teaching just one way to do it. Like a lot of people will just teach, build your signature program, your online program. Okay, cool. That is a really great way to do it. I love an online program. I have one. Right? Mine's called Sovereign. I have a health coach and one called Optimum. I think it's great. But that might not be for you. And so I want you to think about what your offer suite could be. And I'll talk to you about mine in just a moment. we'll come right back to that. But I want you to know that you can offer almost anything. You can really create and be super creative in how you offer and how you work with people. If you want it to be fully online, cool. If you don't want to have anything online, you don't have to. And I really want everyone here that is anti-tech to hear that. You do not have to use tech to build a business. You really don't. And so I just want to let you know that. You also don't even need to have social media. I have a lot of clients that do not use social media at all and are still very successful. You can fully build a business around you, okay? The other thing in your architecture is you want to think about your client and the client journey. So who is your ideal client? And you do want to get to know who that is. At the beginning, you can cast it wide. If you don't know and you're just like, I just want to work with gut health, you can definitely cast it wide. Over time, you can refine that and figure out, well, who is it exactly that I like helping, or how do I want to help? Because the riches are in the niches, right? Or the riches is in the niches. But so you eventually do want to get really clear. It's easier for your marketing, your branding, but you don't have to start there. But you do want to think about, well, who are the clients you want to work with? Who are your soulmate clients? And what's that client journey with you? This is a part of your architecture or your vortex. When you start talking to them or when they find you, well, how are they going to work with you? Like, what's that journey going to be like? How are they going to find you? And then when they talk to you, how are they going to buy? You want to think about the sales experience, right? So say that's you want to get on sales calls because you want to talk with them, or you want to just do a sales video online, or you want to have somebody else do all of your sales calls for you and have a team with you, or you want to partner with somebody else that does sales, or, you can do it any way you want, but you want to think about what's that client or customer journey going to be like? And then what are you going to price? The next thing from there is, once you have your offer suite, your client journey, your pricing, your sales experience, then you want to think in this architecture is, how are you going to get them the results? So that's called fulfillment. And this is where you really want to focus. How are you actually giving them not the information, but the transformation? Because people don't pay for information, they pay for implementation and transformation. And this is where you want to invest the bulk of your energy is, how am I going to actually get them this result? And this is something that we dive deep into Sovereign. It's something that is really, really important because many people have been disappointed by health practitioners, like their doctors maybe not giving them the right answers, or, health coaching programs online that maybe don't exactly help them. So you want to really make sure that you're getting people great results. And that's going to be the difference between a not so successful practitioner and a very successful practitioner. If you can actually get people results, you are going to be booked forever. You are going to grow. And so that's what you want to make sure of, that you can actually get them results. And then from there, I recommend having a community, build a movement. Not that you have to, but this is something that has deeply fulfilled me, is when you can build a community of people that are going through the same thing, that are healing or growing or doing what they're doing, and you build this community and you even build a team around, and you have a movement. This is where so much freedom and fulfillment can come in, because now you have a ripple effect that is just flowing and flowing and flowing. And it's just so incredible to be able to look and see what you've been able to create. So I highly recommend doing that. So that last one, your architecture, you're going to really dive into all of those different pieces that can create your sovereign offer, your sovereign system. Okay, so I've talked a lot. I'm going to go into a little bit more of what I offer, my main offers, especially in the health realm, just to give you some ideas, because this is where your business really starts from. It doesn't start from building a website. It starts from having a solid offer. So what I recommend, and this is what I've done, I have a one-on-one, I'll start with my one-on-one offer. I have a one-on-one offer where people come in and they work with me for 4 months. That's the intro. We don't book a session. We don't just do a one-off, because that's not how you build a business. It's also not how you get results. So people work with me for 4 months. It is a high ticket offer, and they get everything. They get a Dutch test. They maybe get a GI map. They get their first round of supplements. They do an intake form. We get bi-weekly calls. They have text access to me. This is a VIP offer. This is bespoke. This is like, I am your partner. I'm your partner in healing. And this one-on-one offer, you only have to sell a couple of them a month, maybe even 3 or 4, and you only have to do that once every a third of the year, and you can be solid. Your signature offer is one that's going to require your time, your attention, your dedication. You're truly partnering with them. They're getting a bespoke experience. Next from that is a signature coaching program, and mine was called Optimum. And it was really, I think, amazing. It's a holistic healing and human optimization program. You can have endless amount of people. The first time I ran it, I had 16 women in it. It was a $3,200 program. And they go every single thing that I would do with a one-to-one client, but we're doing it in a group. So all the modules are pre-recorded. There's group live coaching. There's a group community. They all support each other. They get amazing results. So that is a signature program. The next thing are masterclasses. Now, masterclasses I have launched from $11 for my very viral, controversial vision healing course. I put out an $11 offer. I had 600 people purchase it. That's well over 600 USD that I made, I think, in a month. And then I've had up to $222 masterclasses on whatever it is, money mindset or gut, protocol or whatever it is. So you can have these like little masterminds or masterclasses that you launch. Then from there, I'll have in-person workshops. So I teach about natural medicine. I teach about natural health products. Anywhere in the world, I can go and teach workshops. And that you can do for free if you're selling a product, or you can do it for $40, $100, whatever you want. And then from there, I have retreats and masterminds. And these are high ticket in-person events, either on the health side where we're doing healing retreats, or on the business side where we're doing business boot camps. And you come and live with me. I've done it where you live with me for a month and we build out your whole business. I've done all kinds of retreats. You can also do a high level, like a super high level, like a very high level experience where it's like a 50K or 100K offer, where you go in and you even live with somebody for 2 weeks and you redo their house and their whole nutrition and their whole lifestyle. And it's a super premium offer. This could be for CEOs or celebrities or people that are, really that have the finances to invest in this. It could be endless what you do. You can start a festival. You can do anything. So I hope by me sharing with you, and I have done a festival. I've had a 150-person festival mastermind, had some celebrities come. It was crazy. It blew my mind. And I'm sharing this with you because I want to be an expander for you. I want to show you and expand for you what's possible, because it's truly infinite. And that's the whole point of this conversation. Is I want to share with you that you can truly create a business and a life that suits you, that nourishes you, that fills you up, that lights you up, that sets you free, that brings in incredible income, and that makes massive impact. That's absolutely possible for you. And it's not that hard and it's not that crazy. You just need a good system and a good framework. And I do recommend, obviously, working with a program or a coach or a mentor. But if you follow those 3 pillars and then you just commit to taking consistent, imperfect, aligned action, you cannot fail. That's what's so cool about the coaching industry is if you don't quit, you literally cannot fail. If you either learn or you win, there's no failing. You either learn or you win. And if you're committed to consistently learning, consistently growing, and just taking consistent, imperfect, aligned action, you will absolutely succeed. And this is the time for that. The old paradigm, like I said, of being a health practitioner that's so highly trained, right? If you went to IHN or another amazing institute, not that any are better than IHN, but you've dedicated your life to learning this and to being certified, you deserve to thrive in your business. You don't have to just go work for somebody else if you don't want that, or you don't have to put yourself in a cubicle if that doesn't suit you, or you don't have to have a structured schedule if that doesn't suit you. You don't have to be in an office. You can create whatever you want to create, and people will buy it. People will. if you embody the inner mastery, if you nail your marketing and speak directly to them and you actually care and you can get them actual transformations through your amazing offers, you will win every time, and so will they. And that is the new paradigm. It's a win-win. It's sacred reciprocity. It's a whole other paradigm, and it is so, so, so possible for you. This is the time to be liberated. This is the time to lead. And this is the time to rise as a sovereign wellness leader. So that's what I have to say for now.
Samantha, thank you so much. It's been wonderful to have you in that first chunk of time, giving us all those beautiful pillars. And now in this last, 20, 25 minutes, answering our questions. We will let you go, but we'll remember this. It's really interesting. I really love your energy and your ability to have pieced so many gorgeous things together to be sovereign. Absolutely beautiful. So to everybody still on, I'll send out, Sam's going to send me the workbook and the link for the, what do we call that? The session?
Like a strategy session, a jumpstart. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, super. I'll send that out. And it's just been wonderful. I wanted you to come in as a guest speaker for so long, and we finally got you trapped.
Locked and loaded, ready
finally
to go.
Got you, which is great. So thank you so much, Samantha.
It's been such a joy, such a pleasure. I appreciate you so much, Julia, what you're offering and what IHN is doing and how it's just leading the charge in really helping the planet heal and providing practitioners with the tools and the resources, the community, the continuing education. You always go above and beyond, and it's just such a joy and honor to be a part of this. So thank you again so much.
Oh, yes, the pleasure and the honor is all ours. Thank you, Samantha. Okay, bye, everybody.
Bye.